All right, I want to introduce, we're going to see two films tonight. These are films that Rick directed in 16 millimeter CinemaScope, as they said. And at the time they were made, the 70s was a real decade of innovation in American cinema. You know, films were making like The Godfather Saga, American Graffiti, Chinatown, all these very interesting films were being made. But also in the 70s, was starting the trend which later Lucas and Spielberg did, and that was to kind of try to enshrine and bring back to the heart the films that the filmmakers loved when they were kids. You know, Lucas made Star Wars, which was harked back to the old, you know, like Flash Gordon serials and things like that. And Spielberg made Raiders of the Lost Ark, which was kind of like a Republic serial. Rick also did that on his own way before they did, when Spaghetti Western, which is the first film we're going to see. And as Aubrey said, even though I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think Spaghetti Western might have been his 310 film. You were supposed to shoot a 310 film. It was the name of a class at USC. You were supposed, it was non-sync sound. You could put post-sync sound in it, and it was supposed to be in black and white. The department gave you, I forget how many hundreds of feet of raw stock, and because USC had their own laboratory for shooting 16 millimeter and developing 16 millimeter black and white. But of course, in Rick's world, it had to be color and widescreen. So he's apparently popped for the difference and paid for his own film and processing and made this film. Also, before John Landis started putting famous directors in his movies as actors in parts, Rick was already doing that. Instead of getting real actors, he got various filmmakers he knew in the department and cast us in his pictures. As you saw, for those of you at the beginning, you saw some of the production stills. Ben Burt, I got those from Ben Burt. So I don't know if he ever used any real actors ever in his films. Except maybe Ben, who actually briefly worked as a stunt person on a couple films. So he was the closest I think he ever got to a, quote, professional actor. So we're going to see this film. It's from 1972. And in Rick's own library, this is how he described it. A relentless bounty hunter defeats anyone a crooked rancher sends up against him. So it's called Spaghetti Western, and you'll notice the credits on the film. Rick did not take credit for some reason as himself. He has a nom de plume. And he also was the cameraman, and he's another nom de plume on that. And when you see the credits, you'll enjoy them. So let's run Spaghetti Western.
Seen this man? Guy outside said I could find him in here.
He was lying.
Wrong. You were lying.
Listen, you can't go on like this.
I'll keep on till the job's finished. I want him dead. That's why I'm paying you a fistful of dollars. I don't care how you do it, but bring me his hide. Succeed and you'll get a few dollars more. Now get.
Von Sloan wants your hide, bounty hunter. And he didn't say anything about your having to be dead before we got it. I think this will pleasure Von Sloan even more. Look at that hand. He's finished as a gunfighter.
Broken my poor heart in two.
I'm looking for three men. Bronson, Strobe, and Wallach.
We don't know names here. Only faces and bodies.
When I find them, all they'll have left is names. Bronson, Strobe, Wallach, this is beginning to annoy me. I want it ended once and for all. That's why I hired you, Van Cleef.
What does this Eastwood have against you?
None of your affair. I'm paying you to kill him.
Where do I find it?
He's on his way here now. I've sent all the hands out hunting strays so no one will see. You have a clear field.
Eastwood?
Van Cleef? Von Sloan? It's just you and me, Von Sloan. And the ghost of my father.
Wow. I haven't seen that since 1970 something.